going to be talking about ear notching in swine. Ear notching is a traditional method of identification used within swine, and if done correctly, can last the lifetime of that individual. As a sow is farrowing out, the producer at that time or shortly after will take each piglet individually and place notches within both ears of the pigs. Just as when we were born, we received a first and a last name. Same goes for pigs. 4-H members who exhibit swine, it is important for you to learn how to identify these notches, as you are required to submit the ear notches at the time of any entries at the county, state, or national levels. Today we're going to show you some examples of how to read ear notches, so let's get started. Notches are placed in one of 5 locations in the pig's right ear to show the litter number, and in one of 3 locations in the left ear to show the individual pig number. Reading the notches allows producers, judges, and other swine professionals to know more about the pigs they're viewing. Correctly notching the pig is key. Each pig must be notched differently. So to notch pigs properly, you must know the location and associated number of each notch. The right ear has 5 locations for notches, and each location is assigned a number. Those 5 numbers are 1, 3, 81, 9, or 27. The left ear has 3 locations for notches. Those numbers are 1, 3, and 9. The litter number is notched in the pig's right ear, and the individual pig number is notched in the pig's left ear. After a pig is notched in its right and left ear, it has a unique identity. To create the ear notch, producers use a V-shaped ear notching tool. Avoid placing a notch midway in the outside edge of either ear that is too close to the dotted line. Such marks can be easily mistaken for either a 1, a 3, a 9, or a 27. When learning to read ear notches, it is easiest to learn by looking at the pig from head on. So just like you're reading a book, you're going to read from left to right. Now when we look at them straight on, as we discussed earlier, we're going to be viewing the right ear and the left ear. They're going to be backwards than what they really are. So once we figure out what our numbers are and get them wrote down, so we're going to read left to right. So it'll be litter number and then a dash and then the pig number. So let's get started with a couple sample ones. So our first one is going to be 2-10. So that's going to be litter 2. Individual pig is going to be number 10. So when we start making those notches, we're going to put them in the different quadrants as we just talked about. So in order to create a 2 to get to the litter number, we would put it in the quadrant that stands for number 1. And we can only put 2 notches in each quadrant. So we would put 2 notches in the 1 quadrant to equal 2. And then to get 10, we're going to go over here and use the 9 quadrant and place 1 notch there. And then we'll have to come down to the 1 quadrant in order to get that last one. So when we read it, we would read 2 dash and then 9 and 1 is 10. So 2-10. The next one is going to be litter 3, pig 12. So we're going to start out and we're going to get lucky on this one because we only have to put 1 notch in this pig's ear because we have a quadrant of 3. So that ear notch is going to be placed in that 3rd quadrant to get us 3. And then 12, we're going to have to place 1 in the 9 quadrant, and then we're going to place 1 in the 3 quadrant because 9 plus 3 equals 12. So that would get us litter 3, individual pig number 12. Next is going to be litter 5, pig number 7. So on this one, we're going to place 1 in the 3 quadrant, and then we're going to have to place 2 in that 1st quadrant to give us 5. And then 7, we're going to place 2 in the 3 quadrant, and then we're going to have to put 1 in the 1 quadrant to give us 5-7. So oftentimes when learning ear notches, that's how you will hear them read to you. It's going to be 5-7 or 10-12. That's just going to represent a faster way of describing the litter number and pig number. And our last one today, we're going to keep these kind of smaller numbers. That way you guys can get practice on them. And then as you get more confident, you can start learning those higher numbers where we incorporate the 81 that would be in the tip of it, kind of as you get more confident. So our final one is going to be 8-4. So on that one, we will have to do 2 notches in the third quadrant, and then we're going to need 2 notches in that first quadrant to get us 8. And then on the pig number, we're going to need 4. So we would do 1 3-notch and then a number 1 notch to get us 4. Because how we always know we can check ourselves is since we can max out only at 2 on each of them, so you'd be able to add those up. Because if we were at 8, see how we had so many notches? Well, if we had 1 more, that would just be a single notch in that 9 quadrant. So that's kind of a way you can check yourself regardless of where you're at, the way you can make sure you get the right number. I hope you found today's lesson over ear notches to be interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.